I'm Jack Fisher, and this is my wife Amy, and we're actually sitting in our coffee shop, One Bite Coffee, and we just want to talk a little bit about how we got to where we are today, and just kind of the way kind of God led us through this whole process. I guess it was about 4.5 years ago. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and kind of surprised us. I didn't really know what MS was at the time, but we ended up getting connected with a group of people out of Texas that do a really great thing. They provide bicycles for people. They started out in the state of Texas providing the bicycles, and now they do it nationally for people with multiple sclerosis and people that get bikes, really nice bikes. They're endurance bikes, brand new. All they have to do is just agree to ride in an MS bike ride within a year of getting the bike. And they also do some other things as well, and I got connected up with them because they invited me to go do a Ironman 70.3 in Galveston, Texas with a group of 12 other triathletes with MS. So Amy and I went, and we did the race. I did the race. Amy came and cheered me on, cheered all of us on. And we really were impressed by that group of people. Mm-hmm. They did not talk about the disease that we all have. They didn't complain about it or anything like that. They just were there having a good time, enjoying the community that they have developed around the disease that they have. And so on the way back in the car, we started talking about, what could we do that's similar, that would encourage people with multiple sclerosis. And we made the decision to open the coffee shop with a focus on providing a really great product, first of all, and then beyond that, well, you can talk about that because this is kind of your thing.
Well, I think it was two big things. One, to provide a great product, but also to provide a place where people would come and have great coffee and great snacks, but that they mainly would feel a sense of community and that they would feel known when they are here. And we wanted that for both our staff as well as the people who frequent the coffee shop. And then we also wanted to be able to open up the space when it was open for business, but also when it wasn't open for business. And we've kind of joked because a lot of groups, a lot of people have come and used the coffee shop. We're not really sure how many keys are out there to the coffee shop, but that's okay with us because we feel like people really feel known and have a sense of community when they're here.
Yeah, and we started the shop with between us, we have 5 kids, and 4 of them have worked here at the coffee shop, and one of them is still here. The other 3 have scattered to the wind, so to speak. And besides the one that's still here, we have 9 other staff members that really we couldn't do it without them. They do a great job, and they're part of that community as well. We've learned from them. They've learned from us. They've really we've kind of grown together in this, and then of course the customers that come through our door are really what make this a coffee shop, and without them we wouldn't be able to do what we do, for sure. So.
Absolutely. And I just think that there's something about a place. I mean, our staff doesn't get this reference, but we reference Cheers, the TV show, a lot because where someone knows, everybody knows your name, and that's kind of a goal here, is that people feel like we know them and we know what they normally order or things that are going on in their life. We've had one family that we followed through. When they first started coming here, they had a little boy who was about a year old, and a year later she had twins. And so we've kind of watched with them every Saturday. They would come in for breakfast, and have gotten to know them, and just kind of the unique way we've gotten to know people from them coming in here and spending time in here.
Yeah, and I think while we didn't start out with this in mind, what we've realized is this has really become a mission field for Amy and I and our kids, and really the staff that's here as well, and in the way that we're able to serve people and serve the community. We give a good bit of money. The bulk of our giving back, we're a not-for-profit. We give 100% of our proceeds back to the community through not-for-profits, and the bulk of it actually goes to the MS Society, which supports research and people with MS. But then in addition to that, we've been able to donate cash to other groups here locally. While the MS Society impacts this county, it's also a national organization as well. But we've been able to give back to groups here locally as well, financially through cash, as well as provide coffee, which is something we really enjoy doing. We've supported many of the road races around here that then turn around and support different organizations. We provide coffee and get to kind of hang out on a Saturday morning. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's rainy, sometimes it's beautiful. But I think the big thing is we get to know a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I think we took a risk when we did this, and I think sometimes you just have to trust God and take a step into that risk. And we took a risk financially. We took a risk with our time, because there are nights that we're pretty worn out, but it's a good worn out. And then we took a risk with our relationship, our marriage, and we actually had somebody say, "Don't do that. You're going to get divorced." And of course we haven't. But I mean, there's still all those things added up. It's a risk, but it's one that I feel like, and I think Amy would agree, it's well worth. When all's said and done, it's definitely well worth it. So, I was very fortunate. And then when I brought this idea to Rusty, he supported it and encouraged us. And then the staff, as well as many of the people here at the church, have supported what we're doing. And so I think that's been really great. So.
Absolutely. We just want to say that if you're sitting out there listening to this, or you're hearing this later, and you have something that God's placed on your heart, whether it's a passion or some sort of, coffee shop or a restaurant or a daycare or whatever it is that God has laid on your heart and is calling you to do, we would just really encourage you to jump in and go for it and seek out people that you know and trust that can give you godly counsel on that. But also, don't wait. My dad always used to say that we're called to be faithful, not necessarily successful. And so that faithfulness is always taking that step. And it's just unbelievable what God can do with that when we're willing to step out in faith like that.